All right, welcome to episode 61, season 4 of My FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there's a blog, which is at myfxbuddies.blogspot.com or myfxbuddies.com, but you have to use HTTPS in front of that. Okay, then Spotify.com has video content if you are a paid subscriber, I believe. If not, then it's just the audio. But there is video content on the blog. So if you are listening to this on YouTube, because that's what you're doing, you're listening, and you want to see what I'm actually describing, then under the box that appears to be a video, look for the word more, click on the word more, and the link to the video, to the blog post will be there. All right, I think that's it. Oh, RSS.com. RSS.com has a transcript that is pretty good. So if you can't understand what I'm saying, you can go there and read the transcript or follow along with the transcript, whatever. Okay, so I had difficulties. Remember, I was like, oh, my computer's full. So it took me a while to figure out how to make that not full. So it's been 3 days, but we still should get through this because nothing really has been happening. They did move the budget schedules. They're currently with the Parliamentary Finance Committee. Okay, but we're going to go through that. And there's so many articles about projects. Sudani is going all over Iraq. Well, he took 2 days to pay respects to Ibrahim Raisi, that passed. Oh, and the others, right? Not just him, but the others that passed in the crash. So it was really kind of slow while he was doing that. But then as soon as he got back, he's visiting different cities or provinces. No, what do they call them? Governance now. And going to different projects that have been stalled and, shaking hands and taking pictures and ribbon cutting ceremonies and cornerstone foundation ceremonies. So all these things. So I'm thinking it seems like money for the projects is starting to flow. I mean, I know it's one thing for him to say these things and go out and do these things, but he's doing this like it's unprecedented. Okay, and the Twitter page, you know what, I was going to click there, but if you're not following the Iraqi government on Twitter, you're really missing out. Even though they do post, mostly everything is Arabic, they do really high quality short videos of projects. They also have a lot of infographics is what they call them. Now those are hard to read because they are in Arabic and they don't translate well to English. The information doesn't line up like they have it on the infograph, but you can see the projects, right? So I'm wondering if that's how we'll be able to, uh, for lack of a better word, document what they're doing. I don't know, because how can, if we can't see checks being written or transfers being done, right? So how do we know that's actually happening? But anyway, so, at least he's talking the talk, right? Okay, so let's get into it. So this is the title for the blog, Al-Sudani. We will not let the project stop in any government. and their completion will change the economic and social reality, and that's what we want. I mean, we don't care so much about the social reality, right? But they do, right? We care about the economics. But so and here's one of the lagging projects that he went to, and see, there they are in their little hard hats, and he is not. And these two guys over here, they're not either. So this seems to be one of the projects that they got money for, so they can repair it and continue building it, right? Okay, but the article for that is further down. That's just the title. So this goes back to yesterday. Oh, did I say it's Thursday, May 23rd? However, this is late. It's late. So this may post for Friday, May 24th, but the news that this is covering is May 22nd and May 23rd. Okay, so here, Raisi's departure is a loss for the region, and Mr. Khamenei confirms Iran's continued cooperation and interest with Iraq. So that's good, even though, but then when you read here, some things are going to be held up. They have a interim guy, but he's pretty much, I don't think they have an Arabic word for lame duck. But so 50 days thereabouts, they'll have a election, and they'll choose a new president. But it seems Khomeini still makes most of the decisions, and some other people that they don't really show in the, on TV and stuff. So, but anyway, so maybe things will continue. Their 5 days of mourning is over. So, well, today's Friday. Well, for them, it's Friday. So, and this weekend will probably be slow, even though, well, here in America, it's going to be Memorial Day. And even though in Iraq, they don't celebrate Memorial Day, it just seems from the years and years that I've been watching the articles, when we have holidays, it seems to be slow news days in Iraq. So we'll see. So actually, I probably won't post unless something really good comes out on Saturday. I probably won't post until Sunday, but we'll see. All right. So here I put this article here. After a series of ambiguities, the 2024 budget reaches its final episode, but it's not. The saga will continue. But here they interviewed Jamal Cougar. He says the Finance Committee will study the budget schedules received from the Iraqi government and then submit a detailed report to the presidency of the Iraqi Council of Representatives. And then there's some other stuff here. If you care to read this, you might want to. There's some details in here that other people don't talk about, because remember, other people were saying, no, the budget doesn't have to go to Parliament. Sudani can approve it, right? And no, it does. It has some steps it has to go through. So, time, doesn't it? Right. So here, so there's a few articles about, I'm sure you know by now, EO, Executive Order 13303 was extended. I waited, right, because I was like, I really want to hear Sudani's thoughts on that, but he hasn't said anything. But a couple of politicians did speak out. So if you want to read these, mostly they're saying, like, I like this guy. It says Biden's decision to extend the emergency in Iraq protects Baghdad's money. It's neither military nor security. It's all economics. But at least this guy is diplomatic about it. There's another here, this guy, political analyst, this person. Oh, Sabah Akili, I can say that. Biden's decision to extend the state of emergency has two economic and security dimensions. Straight up, we want to control their money, right? And we want our service people to stay there, basically, is what he's saying. So, here for people who like bullet points, here's an article that's in bullet point form. Iraq Budget Schedule 2024 Expectations and Next Steps. So if you want to read that, that's there. All right. And there is the blog, right? Go to myfxbuddies.blogspot.com, and the blog for this day is here. So we had an Iraqi soldier is no longer living, right? Others injured in a kablooey. Do you see that word there? All right. So it's just something to watch. Is this a one-off thing, or have the attack started again because we're still over in Pizza Land? Remember? But the short Aza with the G in front of it, right? And the group is Iranian resistance in Iraq. That group. Remember they said, if we don't get a date of when you guys are leaving and you don't leave Pizza Land, the attacks are going to start, right? Remember they said that? And then last week they commented, no, the truce is still good. And then today we had this, and it doesn't seem like, oh, here. So, oh, no. That's another word we can't say. But, the international forces, which is us, they aren't here. Where this base that was attacked is Iraqi soldiers. So they're attacking their own people, and that's not good. I mean, it's really not good. It's not good when they attack us, but now they're attacking Iraqis. So I don't know. To me, that's not good, but whatever. So hopefully it's just a one-time thing, that it's not going to be regular. And then if you read other articles, they're claiming that they hit ice cream land, which, nothing we can do about that. But yeah, so it seems the attacks are starting again, so we'll see. All right. The Prime Minister, advisor to the Prime Minister, Muhammad Saleh, the other day he had an interesting article that they really wanted the people to see, and he was on TV talking about 3 advantages of bank credit, which are loans, right? Granting bank loans. And if you want to read this, you can. I still don't like, they are a society that's used to paying cash, right? They'll save and buy their car cash. But I guess for business, you have to get loans, right? And so that's what he explains, how stimulating economic growth can be done by loans, business loans. And so here's second and third. So they do give 3 reasons. So if you'd like to read that, you should. Here's another article about extending the state of emergency, 13303. Here's a rare article about Vietnam. I mean, there's always articles about Vietnam. I just don't usually post them. But the finance ministry in Vietnam is working with the S&P on sovereign credit rating. They want to increase their credit rating. So I thought that was interesting. So if you want to read that, that's there. Okay. A member of Parliamentary Finance believes that the budget, will not be passed in Parliament. And he believes it's unfair to the people. So he's saying they're going to drag their feet and they're not going to pass it in time. And that's going to hurt the people. There's just a few. That's this guy. Hate them. I don't know if that's how they pronounce that name, but that's how I do. And and then there's one other article saying the same thing that I think is a different person, but it could have just been a shorter article basically saying the same thing. Here's my one commercial. So stop the video, pause, read that. But the only way, I don't have a site. I may buy a, what is it? Domain name. But anyway, so for now you have to go to the blog and you can click on the image there or you can click on this. But if you are self-employed, there's money possibly available for you. All right, so now we're on Thursday's articles. Well, the ones that I'm posting here. Now, I thought this was interesting. It is a opinion piece, and I like to read the opinion pieces. However, this one was on a website that doesn't normally post opinion pieces, and it's done by a woman. There's her name there, Tamara or Tamara. I pronounce that Tamara Hussein. She's an expert in the field of financial markets. So what she's saying is, the news is bad. The news about financial inclusion is bad. There's rumors. So between rumors and misinformation on the news, of course the people are not happy with the economic situation and trying to switch over to the electronic payments. And she says many people are left behind. So she says, you want us to benefit, you want a situation that will benefit everyone, that you want to attempt to regain confidence and fight hoarding, meaning the people that have their 3-0 notes in their homes. You want them to deposit the money, but it's not, you don't have what they need. And then she says you need ATMs, you need branches across all regions. And I don't know if we went over here. There was an article saying that they were starting to move branches down into the southern part of Iraq. So, and she says, instead of criticizing banks, why don't we see competition with applications on mobile phones and new features? Why don't we see electronic payment cards with many services and options? Why don't we see ATMs, branches spread across all regions, and responsive customer service centers? So, yeah, she didn't just complain. She complained and said, look, this is what we need. You want us to trust you and use the system. This is what we need. So I thought that was interesting. Again, like I said, that's a website that doesn't normally post opinion pieces, and they did. So that was done for a reason. Here is an economist. I think this is, this is Safwan Kwase. He's saying we are experiencing a good financial year, and the rise in salary expenses must be reconsidered. So they right out the gate, soon as they change the rate, they're going to start charging them taxes and another fee. And I can't remember what that is, but a couple of economists are saying, don't do that. Give the people a year to get used to things, right? And so that's what he's saying there. He doesn't say a year here, but then he just goes on to point out what's good but ease us into the fees and stuff. Oh, look, I put that stupid article here twice. Okay, anyway, I call it a stupid article because look how big. That's ridiculous. These letters should not be this big, and I can't fix it. When I try to fix it, they just get bigger and bigger. So that's why I said stupid. I'm frustrated with that article, and then I posted it twice. Anyway, Iraq Britain Business Council, IBBC, welcomes a new, and the new member is MHD International, an engineering consultancy with operations throughout the UK and the Middle East. And then you can read a little bit more about them if you like. But I'm wondering what they have to do to qualify to join this IBBC. All right. we can skip that. They seem to be making headway with the Kurdish region. The Kurds are supposed to turn over information, and they seem to be doing that. There's some funds they're supposed to turn over to them, and they seem to be doing that. So things seem to be going well. There's a lot of articles here for today, May 23rd, but because of time, I won't be going over them. So here's a theme that was out today. The Muhammad Saleh, financial advisor to the Prime Minister, expects Parliament to approve the budget schedules before Eid al-Adha. I believe is how you say that. Hada, whatever. It's their next holiday in the middle of June. But also the legislative session ends June 9th. So they're trying to get it done before June 9th, June 10th. We shall see. They have enough time. And already, so there's more. They talk about the budget there. Here, here's the other guy saying he's a politician calling for confronting Biden's decision on extending 13303. So, yeah, I like this one too. All right. We'll get to it, but in case we don't, they already have a session set with the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Planning. They're going to bring them into Parliament to discuss, to go over, get their questions answered on the schedules. So they're moving right along. They've already had 2, possibly 3 meetings. And if you don't remember, Mandelawi and Sudani told them, you need to have multiple meetings. You need to speed this up. It should be a priority to pass these schedules. And so far, they seem to be doing it. Okay, so they had another, what is this? Gathering of some sort. I don't know. But Handal, who's the head of the Iraqi Private Banks Association, Wadi Handal, he announced today, Thursday, that Iraq is committed to combating money laundering while noting that the Development Road Project will shorten time, reduce costs, and provide thousands of job opportunities. So they met at this place here. Let's see, can we make this big? But then you can't read it. Union of Arab Banks. 50th something or another. Oh, here. Oh, no, I don't know what that is. But anyway, so they did talk about some pretty serious stuff. Bilateral relations between Iraq and Turkey are going through their golden age. So a lot about trade, a lot about this road and all the projects that want to come through, all the countries and companies that want to be involved. And then they go on to talk about the monetary policy. He talks about how much their foreign reserves are in dollars and gold, which both of those numbers are probably fake. And then there's another list, a gray list, that Iraq was removed off of. I thought they were removed off all the lists already, but that may have come out 3 days ago now. So that would have been on the 21st, which I don't think I posted on the 21st. It was a big announcement. It's on the CBI website. Yeah, this group right here. Iraq is one of the countries committed to combating money laundering and the financing of terrorism, according to what was announced by the Financial Action Task Force for the Middle East and North Africa, a mini FATF. So who knew they were on that list, but they're off the list now. So then, same place, same whatever ceremony or whatever. Here's a different article. Handal stresses Iraq's commitment to combating money laundering. What about inflation? What about your commitment to reducing inflation? Can you do that? So it has some of the same information but some other little sentences are in this one that are not in the previous one. So I know there's some people that like to read every single article. So I put that there. Here, Atwana is saying we are determined to complete the budget schedules before the start of the legislative recess, which is June 9th. So they're committed. That doesn't mean they're going to do it, but they're committed to it, right? They're trying. And that's all we can ask for, right? Is for them to say they're trying. Okay, here is Talabani, Kubad, Talabani. Talabanis are the second most powerful family in the Kurdistan region. He was interviewed saying the regional government, which is Kurdistan, has no objection to sending non-oil revenues to Baghdad. So, let's see. Here's another economic expert saying the speed of approving the budget articles is important. And then here they have these schedules and they have the numbers on the schedules if you want to read all of that. But I don't, because all of that's going to change. Once they change the rate, all those numbers will change. So, all right. So here's that article about Sudani visiting the stalled project. So here's the article if you want to read that, because we're at 26 minutes. Let's see. And we're only halfway through. Here's another article. Parliamentary Finance reveals the Kurdistan region share of the budget. I think it's 20 trillion dinars. Yeah. 12.67%. 20 trillion dinars. But if the budget numbers change, then that would change also, right? So that's something they have to look over. The President of the Republic to the American Ambassador, which should be Alina Romanowski, right? Yes, it is her. He says, security stability has been established. Ouch. Sorry about that. Forgive me. God, pain. All right. Has been established through the efforts of the security forces. So he's probably saying, you know, we really don't need you. We got this. We got this. Y'all been here 20 years. You've been training us. Thank you. But we got this. But we're not leaving. Okay. Here, there's still people saying, oh, the budget deficit is too large. But that's because, you know, they're just looking at what's in front of them now. Which, if you think about it, that's how they should. They've been told for years, we're going to change your rate, you're going to get new money, right? And they never do. So they're stuck having to work with the numbers that are in front of them. So that's all they can do is work with the numbers that are presented to them and deal with it, right? And state their findings, right? So if you read these articles, they shouldn't upset you. Just look at them as data points for today. And knowing that if they change the rate or when they change the rate, these numbers will change. Okay, is this the article? No, there's one that I like where it has activate like 4 times. Sudani confirms the government support for the private sector and the provision of guarantees for all projects. So that's money, money, money. Here's a glass factory. So if you want to read this, you can. Let's see. Oh, one thing that you didn't know, or maybe you did. What's her name? Jenny from the UN. She is not going anywhere. Her time with Iraq has ended, and guess what they assigned her next? Lebanon. Lebanon is right next to Iraq. They work very close together. So she'll still indirectly be influencing what happens in Iraq. Or maybe that will be the compromise. Remember, Sudani was like, we end her mission, the mission, the UN mission that she's there representing, ended. So maybe the compromise is, okay, will end it, but she's going to be right next door in Lebanon. I find that very interesting. And then here's an article. The head of the National Investment Commission meets with Syrian and Lebanese ambassadors. So we might be hearing more about Lebanon. But anyway, that's interesting. So, oh, here it is. Parliament. No, this isn't it either. But Parliament shows the date for voting on the general budget, and they don't show dates. It says before the end of the current legislative term. So they're claiming next week will be the beginning of the voting sessions, and also I think they're going to vote on A, then they're going to vote on B. They're going to vote on each one individually, not as a whole. That's the feeling that I'm getting. I mean, not just a feeling. I'm reading these articles, right? So I believe that's what they're going to do. But yeah, so technically they could, if they meet with the Minister of Finance and Planning on Monday or Tuesday, then they could vote on Thursday. They typically vote on Tuesdays or Thursdays, but because they're under pressure, possibly a Wednesday vote could take place. So we'll see. But it says delaying the budget for a longer period will lose its effectiveness. Yeah. All right. Here's an article. Arab newspaper, a London-based Arab newspaper, published a report. Washington is trying to obstruct Iraq's oil rapprochement with China. And we probably are. But, So this is one of those websites that they're not even in Iraq, I believe. Yeah, London-based. But this publication goes out to Arabs all over the Arab world. Well, and America too, right? Because I'm in America. But that's because I read Iraq's news. Okay, and it is pretty long. So if you want to read it, you can. It's there. So here again, I think this is Atwana 20. Yes, this is him. Look at his ears. Anyway, see here, it said they held their second meeting today. Who knew? Yeah, so there's that. It didn't say when the next meeting was. And here's another article. Iraq Parliament hosts Federal Minister of Finance on 2024 budget tables. Same article, just this is from the Kurdish news. So, and I do that, I post that so people know they want all of Iraq to see this. Not only the Baghdad area, but Kurdistan as well. And then eventually, I guess the southern part of Iraq will get into all of that. Oh, as a matter of fact, I need to check this website. I just had a thought. Let me make a note to myself. Okay. All right. You can read this. They're talking about liquidity embarrasses, blah, blah, blah. Here's another article about the Kurds portion. Will it go smoothly this time? Here's someone who's proposing, yeah, don't know how to say that. There's their name. They're political analysts. They're proposing that they put a time limit on the Federal Reserve's required time to send the money. Because remember, Iraq's oil money goes to us first. And then they put in, hey, we need X amount of dollars. And then we go, no, we'll send you this amount though. But so I guess right now there's no set time frame. And this guy's like, I want a time frame. And he says, ending America's influence and manipulation of the Iraqi economy represents a priority to be discussed, adding that this move will end the pressure exerted by Washington on many issues. So people speak out definitely 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, they would not be speaking out. Okay, we're almost done. This is interesting. Parliamentary finance is confused. by the large difference between the 2023 and 2020 budgets. Let me say that again. Between the 2023 and the 2024 budgets, and warns against stopping provincial projects. So what this is saying, and there should be a big difference, right? If they're approving the money for investment and projects, there should be a big difference in the 2024 budget compared to 2023. And they are stopping some projects because they're saying, we're not, you don't need to build this. Instead, you need to build this, right? And so that's why and some people are just not going to be happy. They're cutting some money to some of the provinces, governance rather, and giving it to other ones. Or even within the same government, they're cutting project funding for some and moving it over to others. So those are the kinds of things they're going over. So we're supposed to believe they're going to be done by June 9th, right? So that's all this is in here. That was a pretty interesting. I have to admit, these articles with numbers is very hard for me to read, and I just kind of glaze over. But that one I actually could read. Okay, this was a Bloomberg article, which I thought was totally against what I've been reading. But it says Sudani's cabin obstructed the resumption of the region's oil. So they're saying it's Sudani holding up the Turkish oil pipeline that's in Kurdistan. So I don't know. I don't think that's right, but who am I to argue with Bloomberg? But we shall see. And then here, an economic expert calls on the government to extinguish private sector debt and activate the private sector. It will bring job opportunities. But look, 1, 2, 3. 3 activatings and 1 revitalize. So I really like that article. And is this the last one? Oh, I put that article there twice too. What is wrong with me? Jeez Louise. So I'll fix that. Okay, so here, just 2 more articles right quick. Zane Cash, if you don't know about Zane Cash started as a cell phone card minutes. They used to have to buy minutes for their cell phones, right? And now it's a full on, I won't say it's a bank, but they handle payments, they send money, and look, today it was announced that Zane Cash got on the Temenos core banking and payments system. Wow! So to process the digital payments for rapid growth and innovation. So this Temenos system is just working its way through Iraq, and that's great. Great for them. You know, it's just going to move them because they have a lot of big things coming, lots of money that needs to move and move quickly. So yeah, Zane Cash remains committed to delivering cutting-edge digital payment solutions to a broader spectrum of Iraqi customers, merchants, and small and medium enterprises, which are small businesses. Then they have a little history here. So this is really good. Really, I think you should read this article, and it will make you, I was going to say will make you happy, but you'll see how far along they're coming and how quickly the Temenos system is moving through Iraq, and that's great. Okay, and so we're going to skip that because that's a duplicate. But the foreign minister, he's in Switzerland. He arrived there today to hold a series of bilateral meetings. So we'll see what comes from that. I thought that was interesting. All right. So thank you for listening. I know this was long, but that's why I try to do more than, try not to go more than 2 days. But those are very positive things, encouraging developments. So I wanted to share as much as I could. Thank you for listening. You know what? And I'm seeing some stuff on their TV that I probably will post tomorrow. The articles aren't out yet because Thursday night they start shutting down for their Friday holy day. So, tomorrow later in the day, maybe I'll post. If it's really, really good, I'll post. If it's just not, if it's so, then I'll just wait till Sunday. All right. Thank you for listening. I have a couple new subscribers. Welcome and hello. Thank you. So, accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. If there is a join, follow, subscribe, whatever button, wherever you're enjoying this content, please tap it, swipe it, click it, whatever, right? And enjoy the rest of your morning, noon, night, whatever time frame you're enjoying this content. And until next time.